everyone! Today I would like to show you this beautiful fish and the water and this nice movement of water like a spiral. We would like to work on that, and on top we will paint these nice fishes and then the shadow of them into the water. So the color that we need is it's all this bluey color that you see. It's a feeling of warm blue, light blue, and dark with turquoise bluey color that's a little bit yellowy on top, and the white, it's play with this color. So we need the white color, light blue. This is turquoise blue, light turquoise, something like that. But if you don't have it, doesn't matter. If you have this blue mixed with white and a tiny touch of yellow, give you something close to that. We need viridian green. This green has blue inside, but even if you don't have this viridian green, it's okay. We can, any green you have, add a little more blue into that, and if it's not too much light or dark, you can control it by white color. And then the cobalt blue. So these are the colors that we need to paint this specific painting. And the model is in a square shape, but I would like to work on rectangle one. So let me start playing all these watery shape that we see here with brush stroke. So we have palette knife to mix our paint, and we have brush. So for this one, I just would like to mix a little bit light blue with white to have lighter blue as well, lighter than this one we already have. So I'm going to mix this, a little more white, and put this aside. Always clean the palette knife. And I'm going to start, all these four side is dark, so we can start with darker blue, which is cobalt. And it's okay if it's too dark, that's fine. We will come on top by this blue. At the same time, I'm going to mix this together, and when both color, like light and dark blue, wet, and at the same time we mix them together, they give me a nice result that I really want, because this area, it's a little dark, and because of this circly movement, it's look like a spiral. We need to start, we don't do anything like left and right, we just start to paint like this way, exactly round shape. So I'm going to do with flat brush, but take the paint, try to move on curvy line to cover everything, and when we come forward, add more blue on top, and even this light greeny bluey. And even if you have paint on in your brush, clean it by napkin, not with the water. Take some paint. This painting is happened by layers. Most of the time I recommend to work as a layers, and we need to see all these brush stroke, even heavy texture, which is lovely. Move on with this darker green in between. I just would like to play with lots of paint to shape beautiful, and I'm not worried about the rest of the painting. Little by little I would like to build this one. So I take the blue, darker one, I mean the cobalt, start from the point of paper or canvas, cover most of the part, but I am not leaving this part get dry. Bring the light blue on top with heavy texture, and with some brush stroke, shape look like a wavy shape of the water or circly shape, and then move on with this one. The side is a little darker, but when we come here in the center, it's more bright, so always napkin helpful. Now I can move on a little bit with lighter blue. This one. when I'm center, I try to add more light blue on the center. I'm not adding lots of darker one, but just a bit is okay. Even the green, I play with this color. I pay attention to the shape of the water. Here is more like spiral, going bigger and bigger and bigger. So I try to make lighter on the center of here, and even heavy texture. I'm not worried about the texture. I love texture, and we can help it dry faster by hair dryer, so that's fine. No worries about the texture you make. I know it takes really time to get dry, even in acrylic. Sometimes takes an hour, but it's worth it because the painting is moved in a beautiful way. So make it round, and you see I randomly use all these colors I'm going to use randomly everywhere. Try to sit them beside each other. And make the shape of spiral a little bit nice, circly. And we will come on top later by yellowy feeling, by white color, more greeny. But just now I'm move on with blue green. I don't let it dry because I would like to have this lovely brush stroke blend together. Make sure not to move on with just one color. Even sometimes it's okay to bring some light and dark color in between. When it's wet, they blend nicely into each other like that. They play together. Now when we move on this big shape of circle on the center, we make that. Then we move on to this side. And I would like to make it a little bit darker again on the side. So with the cobalt blue, we move on to cover this part. And then with the lighter blue, cover it again on top. And then this light blue color. And try to see all this brush stroke, even this greeny color. Around again. I try not to add lots of pressure on my hand. I would like to keep this lovely feeling be visible, light blue even. Some light blue here, really light, the one that we mix with the white. So back and forth with light and dark color to make the painting interesting, even the background. And we need to finish the background in first layer to cover it with all this bluey feeling, and then let it dry on top. Then we see that we need to add more blue or even sometimes more yellowy white, something like that. We try to finish everything at the first layer, but I know that most of the time after it gets dry, we need to add more. So then it's an option to change it later a little bit or fix it. So this is about the water. It's wet. I prefer even sometimes not to wait completely dry. It depends. We can bring this light blue somewhere with the heavy texture and leave it be visible. Most of the time here it's start to dry, here, here, and even pure white color sometimes is nice with smaller brush stroke, bring in between. Randomly add on the center. If you see it's too sharp, bring back with the blue to cover it. I'm not wait everything get dry sometimes. I try to do everything at the same time. And you see I bring white color, pure white color, and I'm not clean my brush. It has already the blue inside, so a little bit white come around and make this beautiful wave be more interesting. And then I feel a little bit yellowy greeny, so I have yellow. Let me bring it pure, because when we bring it purely it's mixed with the blue and give us a nice greeny yellowy something like that. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. We can go like this. If we mix it with the white, it gets sharp and not give us this nice feeling that move into the background, especially around here. When it mixed with blue, you see that it's more feeling, give us more feeling of green. You can use sometimes the tip of brush to help it get a little narrow line. Back to this green, yellow, I think it's enough, because when we add more and more it gets more busy. So let me see, I think we are okay. Yeah, we are okay, we don't need to add more. We can wait this part get completely dry, and then on top we can add our fish and then the shadow and everything with more details. So it's better to finish all this colorful background at the same time all together. We need to add more time to finish it in one layer and not let it completely dry in between. So now it's good time to get dry. Okay, now I'm going to add a fish on top, and we need the orange color. We need this reddish brown, which is burnt sienna. It's a little bit red inside. This is a brown that has red inside, so we need that for the shadow part. And I need to again refill a little bit this cobalt blue as well. So cobalt blue, and yeah, we can move on with the same brush, or we can go with a smaller brush. It depends on the size of the fish that you want to apply and add on the canvas. I can start with this one, and I just think about place this kind of curvy line first. The top of the part, the in front, that is a head part, and this part of the body is a little bit thick, and then on a tail is just narrow, and then this shape. Same but smaller is on shadow, and the other is move on this way. Both are in a curve, and then this movement that nice as a shadow. We need to build it, and if you see, it's little heavy texture it has on top, so we need to make this heavy texture, same as the rest of the water that we built this heavy texture on top. So let me put this aside. We start with the base color, which is orange. I take the orange and try to place it on canvas. So I just would like to first of all make it simple for myself. So draw one C curve line here. That gives me an idea where should we place the fish, the first fish. And I make more paint on it to make it more accurate and build this part of the body. So, and I really would like to have heavy paint on top, so I'm not worried about the texture I make. Heavy, heavy, heavy. That's help the fish come out of the canvas and even build the body of fish more interesting. And then comes here, make it narrow on the tail. It takes a little time get dry, but when you do this movement on top, make a body, fish body a little bit be more accurate, same as the real one. And then with the tip of brush, this part is the tip of brush, I would like to make this tail like that. With the tip of brush we can make it more pointy or we can make it thick. That's for tail. A little texture I would like to make for here, even a little bit make it fat. I have a space, I want to make my red fish be a little bit fat, or orange fish, okay. And a little this part we need to add, I don't know what it's called, but we need to add that on both sides. Make it pointy here. And then I'm going to clean my brush by napkin. Then move on with this brownie. I think this brown is not enough. I have to mix with the blue. Let me check. Yeah. I need to mix with a little bit blue. So again, back to palette knife. Bring some brown, tiny bit of blue. Mix them together. I don't want to lose the reddish color of brown, but a little darker would be better. So take some heavy paint. On the top of the body we need to apply because it's a little bit on shadow. It's already mixed with the base color that we add, so we need to make it more heavy. Or if you don't want to paint heavy like me, you can let it be dry and then add as a layers. So I build it like that. Here a little bit dark. Clean it by napkin. Again, in some case that I lose the orangey color, I just bring them back. Like this. And even some part we need the yellow color to make it as a light. Shiny light here, shiny light here. A little bit on the tail we need. Again, clean it by napkin. Back to the orange. Here is too much yellow, so bring back with the orange. Okay, that's about that. The other one, before adding the shadow under it, I want to draw another fish. So another fish, just with the line, I want to draw it first and then make it more heavy. A little bit long, draw it with the orange. And this way, like that. This is more close to us, so I want to make it bigger a little bit. So that's enough long and big. Then I move on to the tail. The tail is look like this way, a little nice but turn and toward down. And then this part of the fish I'm going to add. And this part. Before adding heavy texture on top, I prefer to bring this darkness first in some part that we need. For example, on a tail we need some movement, on the bottom part of the body we need a little bit to add, and then on this part we need to add a little bit. Everywhere we need, I would like to bring it now, and then add the orange on top. The dark color here we want. And this part, and then a little bit on this part. So these are about the darker part. Now clean the brush with napkin, then move on with the heavy texture of orange. I just want to little by little build it like the skin tone of fish. And you see, that's cool because with heavy texture, with the side of brush, make a texture on the body. Even we need a little yellow to bring sometimes to make some lighter tone on the top, especially here. But the yellow shouldn't be really sharp, it should be fade. Because of that, when the orange is on top, it's wet, I bring the yellow as well and let it play with the orange and make this shape of fish skin like that. Even on a tail I need to bring. Back to the orange. So this is about the second fish, and with this shadow, light and darkness and lightness, we will make some actually depth for that. We will make it like a 3D. Okay, now I want to make the shadow under it. First of all, I'm going to start with the green. A little bit further, try to be smaller, and this is not really thick, it should be narrow. So maybe it's better to mix green with the blue first and then apply on a canvas. Green with the blue. Yeah, that's so much better. And then the brown, because the brown is warm and it's better to have this color warm. Then apply with this. So green, blue and brown. Try follow the same shape of the fish that you already have. I try to follow the same because this should be as a shadow. Like this. This is the shadow of this one. Now for the other one. I want to make the shadow for the other one. Take some. I start from here to add. The shadow of this fish is closer because of the position that it has. This one is placed like the convex concave. I try to build it like that. It shows the under part of the fish comes up. This is the tail. And the part that we need to have is here. And even a little bit make dark under the fish, like here, with the blue and green. I just would like to have some line darker in between. Even between the tail. I have some dark color, which is this one, so it's okay. Randomly please add and make the painting more interesting with a colorful, full of color of light, dark, green, blue, and something which is more interesting. Some more light green we can add on it and make the new one. So the fish are finished. We are ready to call our painting is done. We make the fish, we build the reflection of that, and yeah, okay to call our painting is done. So you can wait, get completely dry. If you feel that you need to apply more texture on the fish, then you can apply later to make it more heavy to help it comes out. But we have already light and dark color on top of the water. We have already this movement of the spiral way and the shape that it's round, 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 and the fish are moving around that. That's so cool and lovely. So now we can call it finished. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you enjoy it.